Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Prison Architect. And I just set up the library in the mailroom, but I realized that the library sorting desk isn't appropriately placed, so I went ahead and added in orders to dismantle them, and we'll try and replace them legally. And I do have people working in the mailroom, so that's good. And we might as well do some things with these two rooms to give them a little bit more visual appeal. But at the moment, I think our grants were maxed out on. And we're working on that. What other programs can we work on? Permanent punishment. I don't know if I care. Small cells. That gets rid of the cell requirements. Death row. Don't care. Legal prep. I don't know if I care about that. That might be a good thing. Because it'd expand our overall prison. Although with this prison, I'm not sure that is something I wanted to necessarily do. If I were to sell it right now, I'd get 270,000. Be nice. So really, out of all of these, I don't really see anything that screams out to me something that I necessarily want. At least not for this prison. So it is getting to that point where I'm very close to wanting to sell it. A lot of it, I just want to see some of these grants progress. Short-term investment will just happen over a matter of time, after a matter of time. But like prison manufacturing and the reform through education, I'd like to see those things happen. And it looks like we do have a time limit for this. Now, as far as I know, I haven't gotten anyone to pass the foundation program, but I should have it running. Let's take a look at that, actually. What is the regime for that? I mean, maybe if I set up my work programs a little bit different, I could get more of those running. But, like, the biggest problem I'm having... Do I have maximum security? Hold on a second. No, it's closed. I shouldn't have any of them, right? How did I get maximum security people? I don't remember having that ticked. One thing I am going to do, though, is I'm going to lower the intake to 2. But I got max sec people somehow. Alright, well, that's okay. I mean, let's see what kind of prison sentence they have. 3 years, 5 years, and they've already served 2-ish years each of them. This guy is actually almost through his prison sentence, so that's not too big of a deal. We have somebody going through the parole program. That's been going okay. It's mostly just this the education program. I wish I could get more going with that, but it has to be during a work schedule, and my biggest problem is figuring out a regime where we can get more of that done. What I could do is change when people are doing their work so that I know for sure some people are getting... I mean, let's see. Take a look at that program. So, education. Foundation program. I mean, it's not like we are missing any slots. It looks like everybody that can do it is mostly in there. It's just a matter of, I guess, getting it done. It looks like as far as tables go, we're not really running into much of a problem. I'm going to hire some janitors. I know we have people working as janitors, but they're only going to be working at certain times of the day. And I'll get a couple more gardeners. And cooks, I'll hire... That way we have 1 per 10 people. Okay. Now, we have had some escapes happen over time. Is it getting to the point where I think I'm happy with what expansion we have? I guess. So, do we just pretty up the rest of the prison? I guess we can. Okay. This is going to cost a fair amount of money, but I think it's worth it. Makes the prison look nice and pretty. Anyway, we can spare the cash. Okay. Gives our work crew something to do anyway. There's some of our prisoners actually doing the janitor job. Got a couple prisoners working the mail room. Let's see how our need continues. I don't have... Oh, I remember I dismantled those things. I gotta reset them up. So we need the sorting desk. And I'm gonna put it here. And then we need the... Not shop shelf, library shelf. I don't know if this is a legal placement, but I'm gonna put it there and let's just see what it says. I mean, I have it. It doesn't cost me any money to place it. Now, I don't have anyone that's actually skilled enough. I mean, I've got a fairly big class here. I just... Not really getting anyone passing, unfortunately. But it's a decently full class. Hey now. What's going on over here? Alright, it's actually time, I think, to get the metal detectors down. And it's been a while that I've been wanting to do this. It's going to be very expensive, of course. And we're going to focus on a lot of the main areas where we have a lot of traffic. It's going to be very expensive, but once we get them up and running, I don't know if I did this yet. Should be pretty much good. Alright. Laundry will take a couple there. I don't know. Oh, yeah, vegetation big time. Don't know if there's anywhere else we need them right this second. Yeah, okay, that'll be good. I mean, we'll catch them eventually. And I'm going to need to do the power lines for that eventually, but for now, we're okay. And how many prisoners do I have? Just one or two? I have two incoming. Why do I have two? You just have one. There we go. Don't want to overcrowd the prison. Because the likelihood we'll get any more... prisoner capacity is unlikely. Oh boy. Big fight. But it's under control pretty quickly. A lot of injured people, though. We'll take them to the infirmary, and they'll be fine. Now, the one thing I haven't done that I probably should do is set up a morgue. So let's see what we need for that. Morgue. Let's see. Where are you? I know it's one of the things I don't have. So I shouldn't have a number, but even then, I don't see it. There it is. Okay. Doesn't need anything other than a morgue slab. Morgue slabs are probably about the size of a bed, which is... Okay, they're about that big, which looks about too big. So all I need to do is extend off maybe 3. So let's see, foundation. That's probably big enough right there. And then we just put a door in the infirmary. So object, door, infirmary. And that is pretty much all we have left to do. Ooh, I missed a spot. With my grass. Hard to tell if I got the other parts, but I'm going to say I'm good. Okay. Well, the prison is looking nice and pretty. Okay, and this is our morgue, so let's go ahead and set it up. Morgue. And then what I need is the morgue slab, which we're going to do 3 of. Now this is for deaths. I don't have any cameras in the library or the mailroom, but I'm not sure if I need to do that. Although the mailroom, I kind of am worried about maybe needing a metal detector. Oh, utilities. Okay. So, you know, we're mostly good. Just do probably... Actually, that will do it. And then here... Just that should do it. And this is the only other metal detector we need. And that should do it. Any other metal detectors that are needed that don't have juice? Looks like we're good. And again, I was thinking about putting a metal detector out in front of the mail room because that sounds like maybe a good idea. We'll put one there and we will set up power because we know we're going to need it. I'll wait until it gets installed though. Oh, and speaking of power, are we okay with power here? Looks like it. I don't think the morgue slabs will need it. Alright, we're looking good. Let's go ahead and fit another white tile in there. Alright, well, there's pretty much no facility that we need that there is. I mean, shop is pretty much it. That's all that's left, and I'm not planning on installing one, so... There we go. And the metal detectors should really help with a lot of the contraband that we're having problems with. Oh, you know what? I missed a couple metal detectors here. And that is as easy as that to install. So now it's just a matter of getting the work crew out there and working on the things. I am curious. Concrete tiles. It will not let me... I almost want to do like a row that goes out. I know it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense one way or the other, but part of my mind feels like tunnels will be harder if I've got these. But there's always that one space out on the outside that I can't really put material on. If anything, it's like a sidewalk that goes around the outside of our prison. Alright, and speaking of sidewalk, we'll do this. I could do an airlock here, which might be a good idea. So we would build a fence and then have large jail door. And then I will hire a guard, deploy guard, and then I'll deploy another one over here. That way we have people working these doors all the time. All right, well, I'm pretty happy with all right, so yeah, metal detectors are working. People are trying to take forks out, and the metal detectors are catching them, forks and knives, which is exactly what we want. Oh, somebody tried to take a power tool out. See, this is what we want. The whole point of the installment. Oh, and then utilities, we're going to need our power, so just bring that up like that. All right. And staff. Hire a guard and deploy guard in there. So we have people opening and closing these main high traffic areas. And I might even do a fence across here and then put a door here and then put a guard here. I'm tempted. Make the security a little bit better. So let's see. Fence. Oop. Had a little bit of delay there. Then we'll put our jail door here. And then we'll just put a guard in this area so they can open any doors that need to be opened. And no longer are we having visitors path this way, which is not what we want them to do in the first place. Instead, they're pathing through the airlock that we want them to go through. And it makes the people in solitary have a harder time escaping if they wanted to. So that's good to me as well. I don't know if I made this fence very symmetrical. I guess I failed at that. Oh well. Doesn't have to be symmetrical. Man, we have another fight. There's blood all over the floor. Hey, as long as we don't have any deaths. Oh, I say that and look what we got. Dead. People killed recently. I guess that's the big blood stain. You know what? I'm going to deploy more guards in here. Because this is when we have a lot of prisoners in here. And you know what? I'll hire some more guards. I don't think there's a reason why not to do that. I might even put an armed guard in here. So we have one more armed guard we can hire. I'm going to hire them, and I'm going to do a patrol here. And they're going to be in this area to kind of put an end to this stuff. So deployment, armed patrol. Going to go like this. And then, well, this is kind of through a table. We don't want that. And then up like this. And then we're going to put one patrol guard on there. That way we keep our prisoners a little bit more in line. Now, that will make the prisoners upset, as they will be kind of they'll be seeing that armed guard all the time, but hopefully this will help kind of curb the violence that happens over here. Putting a lot more guards in that area. That is definitely the first death. I was priding myself on the fact that we hadn't had any deaths, and then look what happens. Okay, I heard dogs bark. Does that mean we got a tunnel or something? And I mean, main areas we have to worry about tunnels are over here, and over here, where we've had all the tunnels, actually. These guys are a little bit further away from the fence. This guy is really darn close to the fence, so a little bit trickier. Oh, and I was going to put a guard in here. There's a dead body. I'm fairly certain that was the first death we've had. The prison grading. Does it tell me about that kind of stuff? Deaths in custody 1. So I was priding myself on, oh, security level's gone down. That makes me unhappy. Punishment's gone down as well. And what was the reoffending rate? 24%, so that hasn't really changed. Catching people. Metal detectors. I'm pretty happy with the flow of the prison now. I just wish I had more progress on the education than I currently have. Now, I don't know if it would tell me how many are passing here, but we definitely don't have. And we have another intake of 1, which we're going to need because somebody died on us. Let's see, programs-wise. Yeah, education. It's going along. Oh, we don't have power up there. Let's get that going. So just drag the power down. But at this point, I think it's pretty much all profit. We just getting, you know, the grants and the money from the prisoners, and I think the prison is built out pretty much all it's going to be building out, unless, of course, we do this and we get a land expansion. But again, I don't think that's what I'm going to do for the course of this particular playthrough. And as I said, it looks like it's going to take me quite a while to get some of these grants. So I'm not going to necessarily sell this prison right away, but I think this may be the end of this initial series. We've got the prison in a place I like it, and it's pretty much built up. We got to the 100 prisoner intake or capacity, which is what I was looking for in my first prison. I've learned a lot about how to do certain things, so I think I'm willing to step up the challenge next time. And if I do another video series, I probably will sell this prison and upgrade to a bigger one. But at least that's my thinking process for now, that I'm pretty much to a point. Now, I don't have a lot of cash on hand. Let's see what it would be worth if we did sell it. So it'd be worth $200,000, and I think a lot of that was just cash in hand. I've spent a lot of it. So a lot of that cash has dropped a little bit. Oh, we're also losing $50,000 because deaths in the last 24 hours. But that will go away eventually, so it's not a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but it's not the end of the world. I would have just liked to have accomplished more with the education program. But if I go with a bigger prison next time, I definitely will have more time to do things like that. And also, going with a bigger prison next time, I can get a lot more of the grants going before we get even any prisoner intake, which allows me to build up more things because I'll have more money before the prison even gets started. Oh, wow. What's going on here? We're not having more deaths, are we? Are we getting paroled? People paroled? Is that what's going on? People paroled and released? I'm going to assume, because I don't know, there hasn't been any more deaths that I'm aware of. No more escapes that I'm aware of. So, You're going to have to crank up the intake again to 5. It could just be sentences reaching their end. See how prisoner needs are being met. Looks pretty good. I mean, privacy is a big concern. And that might be something I address in the future with a bigger prison. Rather than having the dormitory style cell blocks, instead we do bigger cell blocks that just have individual cells. That would get rid of a lot of this privacy issue. Although, how big of a concern it is for me, I don't really know if I care that much. Another thing I'd have to really think about is maybe a better way of doing the regimes. I don't really know what the most efficient amount of time for these are. Maybe only 1 hour for eating in the future per meal. You have 3 meals, but they're only an hour apiece rather than 2. I mean, that might be a good call. Maybe limiting shower time rather than 2 hours, make it 1, although I kind of like the 2-hour time. You know, there's maybe room I could try some things in future playthroughs just to see how they work. But at this point, I think, you know, the prison is moving as it needs to. We're catching a lot of the contraband that these guys have. Every so often we can do, you know, shakedowns to make sure we're getting other things that we're not catching on them from the metal detectors. I mean, metal detectors only are going to get metal. All right, now we're on 6 prisoners down. Again, I'm not knowing of any that have died, so... Must have just been people's sentences running out. I think a lot of our things are starting to kick up here, though. First off, we've had reoffending rate go down. Reform, I think, went up. Punishment went back up. Security's back to 1. Health, I don't know if that has really improved. I don't think it has. It hasn't gone down either. Again, I don't know exactly what you do. I mean, it doesn't give you any information here. What you do to get some of these things better. Maybe have a bigger infirmary. Maybe have more programs going than I currently have. Like maybe if I had behavioral health going or something like that. That might help a little bit. Because there's a decent number of people interested. They just don't have the program. Oh, guard taser certification. Well, that's something we probably should start. And I don't think it really matters when that is queued to do its thing. Behavioral therapy, we could do, and it might be a good idea. Let's just see what our income is like now that we have another program running. Probably wouldn't be the end of the world either way. We've got our prisoner intake coming in. A couple hours. We're under that. And then we'll be back up to full capacity. All right, here's our prisoners. We're back up to 100. Got another parole hearing. Oh, grant completion. Which grant did we get? Oh, that was probably the short-term investment, I would guess. So the next one I'd probably do is like the advance, the long-term investment or tool cleanup. I mean, I don't know if this is something that we've already done, like enough of. We've been removing the supply of stolen tools and remove the supply of stolen weapons. This is actually one that I tried to do, this grant in the tutorial, and I never finished it before the tutorial ended, so not exactly sure how that one works. This one pisses off the prisoners, like, really a lot, because you do experiments giving them low-quality meals and low variety. Well, and then you balance that with serve 3 high-quality meals, but then serve a single low quality, low variety meal. That makes the inmates hysterical. I mean, as you saw with 2 high quality meals, they were like freaking out on me. I'll go ahead and, I guess, take this one and see what happens. Yeah, I didn't instantly complete. I do have some license plate manufacturing done. The tool cleanup I can't see, and I can't scroll this. Unfortunately, this list, as far as I know. In any case, I think this is a good point to put a cut in the video. So as I said, I think this is going to be the end of this initial series. Again, this was just, getting into the game, figuring it out, having ourselves a small prison. I think we've gotten that prison to completion. So in the future, I think I'd be starting a new series. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.